2, 3, 4.
Is it a scarf or is it half of a sweater? From what I've heard, it could be a third of a poncho. There's no excuse now not to be knitting, 'cause you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Is it a hat or is it a...
Hi everybody, welcome to the Truly Myrtle podcast. I'm Libby and this is episode 92. I have a special guest with me today. I have Julie from Wool on Wheels. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
It's nice to have you with me. Julie has been touring the country lots of times. Several times.
Yeah.
You were on the podcast in episode
70.
70. Do you remember? I spoke to her. It was in the audio version. So go back and have a listen. And it was about this time last year, or maybe a little earlier.
I had literally started, this time last year, Wool on Wheels was a week old on the company's register.
So tell us, for people that haven't listened before, tell us a little bit about Wool on Wheels.
Okay.
It's fun.
All right. Basically, I hang out in a group called For the Love of All Things Woolly, and someone posted a meme about an ice cream truck that sold yarn instead of ice cream, and I thought I could give that a whirl.
Yeah, sounds like something I'd like.
Yeah. So I put it out there, just put a post out and said, "Hey dyers, if I took a nominal commission, would you supply my yarn if I went and did little events with it?" Yeah. And 7 people said, "That sounds cool." 7. That's on the back of 7 people. I planned a road trip.
Well, 7 people can make a lot of yarn.
That's true.
But true. That is pretty game.
So I plotted out a little road trip. I booked some annual leave. Woolfest was around the corner, which is Auckland's largest yarn.
It's huge.
Glory.
Busy.
Yeah, big. So I thought, I better ask if anyone else wants to be involved.
Yeah.
And I hit the road with 36 suppliers.
Amazing. And so you did a tour. So last year you did the North Island.
So Myrtle and North Island. So I went to Tauranga, Napier, Wellington, Palmerston North, Taupo.
Yeah. And you arrived at places, you've already booked out places to go, and you set up quite a substantial shop.
Yeah,
but actually ended up being a heap of stuff, because by the time I got to see you when you were back in Auckland, you filled out almost the whole of that bowling club. It was just tables and tables and tables of yarn, and it was amazing. It just looked amazing. Just these sort of bins of yarn for sale. And everyone could get hold of all the indie dye stuff that they wouldn't normally see in the flesh.
No.
Or if they can't get to a festival, wouldn't be able to sort of see and touch. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. That's cool. So what have you got planned now? Because it's going from strength to strength.
Oh, yeah.
Julie's pulled up in a big van, so she's upgraded her vehicle.
Oh, I can't. I borrowed Mum and Dad's car, you see, they have a people mover, which is helpful when I pushed the seats down, piled everything up. So, minimal rear view vision.
Yeah.
But that's okay. At least, if I crashed, I had heaps of padding behind me.
And you're warm as you drive.
Yeah, pretty much.
Heating.
Yeah, no heating required. No, so I ended up properly quitting my job when I got home, because I decided that this was much more fun. Much more.
Yeah.
And I did that, and then I thought, well, I've got all this spare time on my hands now. Why don't I... Oh, I'm spilling my tea. I put it down. Why don't I bring the South Island forward?
Yeah.
Because I had anticipated still being employed this year, and I was going to do a 2-week road trip and expanding the North Island. But open calendar.
Yeah.
Let's do it all.
Yeah.
Let's not do things by halves anymore. So I have the national tour booked in. I leave next month, and I will be doing 20 pop-ups over 7 weeks.
Wow. So can you give us an idea of some of the places?
Oh, don't ask me.
For people around New Zealand, you've got to keep your eyes peeled.
All right. All the events are up on the Facebook page and also on the website. But a quick rundown. We have Thames, Tauranga, Whakatane, Gisborne, Napier, that's during Cannes, by the way, Dannevirke, Masterton, and then I have a break in Wellington, but I'm not doing the pop-up then. So then I will scooch across and do Blenheim, Kaikoura, Christchurch, Timaru, Dunedin, Gore, Queenstown, Greymouth, Nelson, Scoochback, Then I do Wellington, Palmy, New Plymouth, Hamilton, and then Auckland doesn't miss out. Once I get back, there's 3 weeks gap, and then that will be Fibre Fiesta, a brand new.
Oh yeah, in October. I'm coming.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
coming to that.
featuring.
Yeah, coming to that.
Here's
It's
Julie.
a huge tour. It's a huge tour, guys. And if any of those places, if you're nearby, get there. How many supplies have you got now?
Right now, I'm sitting on 38, and a few more are coming on.
So
board.
that's 38 indie dyers, couple more. And bag makers.
Yeah,
and
so bag
notions
makers, motions makers, but
pattern designers.
pattern designers,
So
but
yes,
at least 25 of those are dyers.
Yeah. So there's a ton of stuff to go and see. If you can't make it to other events around New Zealand, this is such a good way of getting in touch with that yarn that you want. Having a squish and having a look at it and seeing the colours in real life. There's nothing like seeing the colours.
Oh no, that's what
real
people
life.
love. You know, so people can bring things that are sitting in their stash that need a buddy.
Yeah, of course.
And that's my favourite part, by the way. I love helping match your yarn because I know what's sitting there. You show me what you've got and you go, what have you got? And I'll be like, okay, go. I'll rummage around.
And all different weights. Fingering and DK and everything.
No, there's everything. I do
it's
try and
exciting.
split it up so that the sock yarn is separated from the rest of the 4-ply. DK is, everything's sort of split by base, and then when I get the opportunity I can split it out a little bit more, but it just depends on what my tubs are doing, which gets decimated first.
It's so much fun. And at the one that I went to when you were here in Auckland, there were tea and coffee and things available at the venue. Is that usually the case? Or?
Depends on where I am. So sometimes I'm at an RSA. Tauranga, I'm back at the same cafe I was last year. Wellington, I'm back at the Southern Cross Bar and Restaurant. So that's, a bar. But there's room to, stick around and knit. I remember they had very good coffee.
Okay, good.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
So you can make an event of it. Bring your friends. Come and have a day of it. It's such a good idea. Such a good idea. So wool on wheels. Wool on wheels. It's really good.
.nz.
Yeah, don't miss it. Okay, so on my last podcast, I showed everyone around my little space that we're sitting in, and you can see here I've got my yarn sitting in open bins, and then I've got these big bins, the big cream bins that I showed everyone before, for all my other yarn and bits and pieces, and I've had lots of comments about moths. Lots of people have written to me and said, oh, I don't know about moths. So the thing for me is, I thought it'd be good to talk to you about it because you've got a lot of stock.
A lot, yes.
And the thing being out here in the country is we just have an abundance of moths. I cannot avoid the fact that there are going to be moths around. I mean, we'll bring in washing off the line. We don't tend to dry a lot outside in the winter. We have an inside thing that cooks up into the ceiling. But certainly in the summer, you hang the washing on the line, you grab all the washing off the line, and there are moths in it. There are moths just everywhere out here in the country. So I have to really think about it. I have had moths, and I've had to sort of just bake things and freeze things. And fortunately, we've got a huge chest freezer, so I've chucked everything in the freezer.
Yep.
But what I do is, what do you do? I mean, do you have to do anything? I know you put stuff into plastic boxes.
Everything's stored in plastic tubs, but everything moves all the time, so they're getting fresh air a lot. And even because I'm talking about this, I'm like, oh yes, my personal stash lives in a drawer underneath my bed. But again, I rummage through it frequently.
I think that's the key. I think that's the key because moths love the dark. They love it to be quiet and dark. And so when you've got jerseys in drawers or, jumpers in the tops of wardrobes or wool in dark boxes, that's the place the moths love. And so having it in these open bins, although, as I said to you just before, the light in New Zealand is pretty intense, and it does make me slightly nervous about the light fading them, although this is the south side of our house, and in New Zealand, in the southern hemisphere, the south side is the cold side of the house, so I don't get direct sunlight in here. But they're constantly being moved. I'm constantly pulling things out and looking in them so that they're getting light and air through them. I did have some of these big tubs. I'll show you these tubs I use, which I showed you on the podcast last week. So I have these big tubs. Sorry, they're just cheap pop-up fabric tubs. Can't really see them. Which I store yarn in that is, may or may not be useful to me at the moment. I did have some black ones, and that's where I found the moth. A while ago now, and so I've switched to light coloured tubs just to keep the light in there. And then I've got a lot of things stuffed in. So look, on the top of this box I can see I've got a cedar block, And I've actually also got a whole lot of these little cedar wood balls too. I don't know if you can really smell it anymore.
Mildly.
And so they were originally, when I bought them, quite smelly, and then they fade with time, I think. So I bought some cedarwood essential oil. You can also use lavender, I suppose. I guess camphor.
Yeah, that's
camphor chest.
But it does have that. It does get
quite a pungent smell.
Yes, it gets that old antique fragrance.
Yeah, my mum has a camphor chest. It was her parents, and she keeps a lot of wool in that, and that's quite pungent.
Yeah, that's.
But you can I dot some essential oils onto my blocks, and they go into my wool. I have little lavender sachets as well. I've got some that are handmade, which you can just tuck in. I've tried bay leaves. Someone said to me bay leaves at one point, so I've got a bay tree, so I picked a whole lot of bay leaves and just chucked them in. I don't know if they worked or not. And the other thing I use, which is what my mum uses a lot, is soap. Just beautiful, smelly soap. So I just stuff soap in, because I don't know if this even has any merit behind it, but I think. But
your mum did it, so therefore,
if it smells, they won't like it. So go for something. This is one of those eco soaps, but it's like gardenia and coconut or something. It's quite pungent. So you just ram that in as well with my wool. But definitely look at your stash, move your stash, get it out.
Love your stash.
Love your stash.
Love your stash.
Yeah, just to get the air in and just to get the light into it, and then hopefully, cross your fingers, the moths won't get it. But if you do find a moth, or if you find little white footprints, eggy bits, bundle everything up and chuck it in the freezer.
2 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah, and I think you take it out, let it defrost, put it back. Take it out, let it defrost, put it back. And the other thing you can do is you can bake your yarn. Apparently that is fast and super effective, and I've tried that, and it does seem to be fine. I put it on about 40 or 50 degrees Celsius. And what's that in Fahrenheit?
Pass.
A bit more. It'd be a bit more.
It'll be higher.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit's higher.
But really super, super low oven. Just lay it out in the baking trays under your skeins. Lay them on the baking tray and just bake it for a couple of hours.
Ooh.
Apparently that just kills everything in there as well. So there we go. Moths. Yeah. Well, good luck with your big trip. There won't be any moths, of course.
No, there'll be no moths.
But I thought that would be quite an interesting thing to talk about. So you'd have some, just so people could hear how we deal with moths. It's a very real thing. But have a fabulous time on your trip.
Thank you.
I'll see you in Napier. You'll be in the pop-up outside.
Yes. So it's Cairns First Satellite Market. So I'll be in the box with Kiwiana and Newton House. So those are my box buddies.
And so they're outside, and it's always sunny in Napier. It's such a great festival because the sun is shining. Everyone's desperately trying to wear their wool, but actually Napier is such good weather. So you'll be outside. We can go and have a cup of coffee and
come squish
catch up with you. That'd be really nice. Okay, everybody. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a lovely time knitting, because you're going to do lots of knitting, hopefully. And if you get a chance to go and see Julie on her great big world tour of New Zealand, go and see her. All right. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Because you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Is it a hat or is it the start of a blanket? Maybe a ball or even a shawl for a baby. There's no excuse now not to be knitting, because you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Take out your needles, we're casting on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I got official love, you can do it, Mary. You can do it, John. Is it a gnome or some other homely creation? Wait and see, it might even be for a teapot. No excuse now not to be knitting, because you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Take out your needle, we're casting on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I got official love, you can do it, Mary. Yeah, you can do it, Mary. You can do it, Mary. And you can do it, John. What are you knitting? What are you knitting?
Nothing, man. I crochet.